it's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Harassing Zamasu, aka your friendly neighbor punching bag. So for this one, we are going to be using the Extreme Z Awakened Extreme Physical Type Legendary Super Saiyan Broly that just got released in JP. Of course, he has the ability to raise both attack and defense, so perfect setting for this kind of scenario. Now, you are going to get a bonus for this one because I also included the free-to-play Dragon Ball Super movie Super Saiyan Broly as well, because he's got the ability to also raise attack with the super attack. So for those that have watched the video in previous formats, you guys pretty much know how this goes. But for those that are new, pretty much the way we go about this is you're going to see a progression of how the attack stats will change over time. And because this is the Rose Zamasu event, you're pretty much able to continue to stack because essentially Zamasu has immortality in some regard. Now, you're going to find out later on in the video that's not necessarily the case, but it does take a lot of damage to actually KO this unit. So because of that, like I said, you're able to continue to stack attack and defense as long as you're within the 99 turn limit. So you start off with the basic attack stats that you're pretty much accustomed to seeing on typical Dokkan events, and then over the course of time, you're going to see that number substantially increase because of so many super attacks continuously stacked every rotation they're on. So I did go with the Movie Boss category team with the Turles leaders because the Super Saiyan Broly unit is an AoE unit, so I didn't want those Broly units to be attacking Rose. So because of that, I did choose the Turles leaders, but that actually worked out well because that allowed for me to include the free-to-play Super Saiyan Broly, who also has the Kaioken Mechanic. So again, Kaioken Mechanic, whenever I refer to that, that is just the ability to raise attack and defense for every super attack, and it's an infinite amount within the 99 turn limit. So while we're at it, let's go ahead and cover the stats for the Broly units, and because some of you may have just joined and not familiar that the physical counterpart has the Extreme Z Awakening. So again, with the EZA, it's physical type key plus 4 HP attack and defense increase of 100%. That's the leader skill. Super attack is raises attack and defense and also causes supreme damage to enemy. Now for the passive skill, it's key plus 4 and attack and defense increase of 80% when key is 8 or more. Launches an additional super attack when attacking, and then chance to perform a critical hit plus 2% with each attack performed, max of 40%. So with all that in mind, you do understand quite easily that he is able to, perform multiple super attacks per rotation. So it's a very quick way to get that attack and defense up there in a pretty short amount of time. Now, in terms of links, you do have Hardened Garage, that's +1 key. Saiyan Warrior Race is 700 increase to attack. Super Saiyan 10% to attack. Saiyan Lineage +1 key. Berserker's attack increase of 20% when HP is 50% or below. Because this team is so good and so stable, you're not going to really see the Berserker link skill activate. Prepare for Battles, another one +2 key, and then Fierce Battles 15% increase to attack. This unit does fall into 3 categories: Movie Bosses, Pure Saiyans, and Full Power. At 100% potential with the EZA, HP is 16,588, attack is 15,024, and defense is 8,060. 12 key multiplier is 150%. And then moving on to the Intelligence free-to-play unit, Leader Skills Movie Bosses category, key +2, HP attack and defense increase of 50%. Super attack also does raise attack on top of causing supreme damage to enemy. Now for the passive skill, it's an attack and defense increase of 40% plus an additional attack and defense increase of 30% at the start of each turn, up to 60%. Links, you've got Saiyan Warrior Race 700 to attack. Super Saiyan 10% increase to attack. Prodigies is also 10% to attack. Berserker again is 20% to attack when HP is 50% or below, but you're not really going to see that link skill activate throughout this video for the most part. Shocking Speed is +2 key. Prepare for Battle +2 key, and then Shattering the Limit is also +2 key. This unit falls into movie buses, pure Saiyans, and the Super Saiyan categories. At 100% potential, this guy has HP levels of 10,058, attack is 11,235, and defense is 6,234, 12 key multiplier being 140%. So again, these guys are definitely going into beast mode, and yeah, the numbers get quite crazy, and you can already see the difference. I didn't keep track of what turn each of these footages were from, but you do get the fact that it is a progression where over the course of the number of rotations within this battle, you're pretty much going to see this type of attack and defense increase occur. So, well, defense on the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, not so on the free-to-play Super Saiyan Broly. But as you can see, the stats are over 1 million, and then Broly does have defense stats of close to 400,000 at this point. Definitely doing pretty good so far. Initially, because the Super Saiyan Broly was on the first rotation, he was able to get the first 2 super attacks before the legendary Super Saiyan Broly was able to, so that's why in the beginning they had similar attack stats. But you can see quickly that the physical EZA Broly is definitely higher now because of the the ability to perform multiple super attacks within the rotation. So Turles will be pretty much a floater unit at this point, just providing that extra boost with the passive skill, and then links for the Broly unit, with especially with the Fierce Battle. But again, when it comes to the legendary Super Saiyan Broly unit, on a double Turles lead or a double Turles rotation, the numbers would definitely be higher. But I wanted to keep these 2 units together throughout all the rotations. That way they can continue to stack their attack and defense for the EZA Broly's case. Again, these are always just fun things to do. It's definitely not realistic, so for those that are just joining and watching this for the first time, understand that this isn't something you're going to expect on your typical Dokkan event. Even on like the legendary Goku battle, which is a pretty long battle itself, you're not going to get to some of these levels toward the later parts of the video. You're not going to see attack stats like that, just because it takes a ridiculous amount of rotations to get to that point. So at this point, 5 million attack stats, so quickly going up. I forgot where we started off. I think it was about 1.3, 1.4 million, so yeah, definitely went up by quite a few percentages, and it's going to continue to go up because this isn't anywhere close to the ceiling. It's kind of crazy seeing both of them have attack stats of 2 million prior to the super attack activating. It's just, a wild thing to see. And then slowly creeping up, getting towards that 6 million number. And Broly with the EZA, it is pretty ridiculous because based on getting the passive skills fully maxed in terms of getting that 40% critical hit chance, and then stacking the attack and defense, depending on how you go about the potential levels. Like my Broly has level 11 additional attack and level 15 criticals, so it's a decent amount of percentages to get criticals, and that's why you see it so often with the physical Broly unit, is just because of the built-in systems that he has. And I'm quite impressed with the Super Saiyan Broly unit too, even though he doesn't necessarily have as often additional supers. He's somewhat keeping up, you know what I mean? So it's definitely quite impressive on that part too. Personally, I like the free-to-play unit's super attack. It looks quite nice. Yeah, I mean, 3 million attack stats with a free-to-play unit. Of course, this is very unrealistic, but it's always nice to see stuff like that. Out of the group of videos I've done, I've done quite a few of these. I've gone through extensive amounts of testing in this format. But my personal favorite is probably the Tech Future Gohan, because he's such a slept-on unit, and being able to see his attack stats at like 4.5 million or whatever the case is, it's definitely very nice to see that. I don't know, it's just a personal opinion, but it's always nice to see underrated units have like substantial amounts of attack stats. Yeah, additional super kick it in, and we'll be able to further continue enjoying it. 6.4 million with the crit right there, definitely pretty impressive. And then Broly right here has got to show him up. That was about, what, 13 million with the crit first attack. Second attack is going to be another 13 million roughly, and then 3 supers back to back with 6.7 million attack stats. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Of course, you're not going to see this ever in a regular event or anything, but just the fact you're able to see 3 super attacks consecutively with close to 7 million attack stats is pretty ridiculous. But again, like either of these guys, if they were actually on a rotation with 2 supporting units with them individually, the numbers will definitely be higher. But again, for consistency purposes and just to keep them on the same rotation, this is why it was kind of done this way. I've definitely noticed a couple of comments here and there about requesting certain units be tested with this format. Seeing how the Kaioken mechanic works over time. I remember hearing about the Super Saiyan God Vegeta, so I'll definitely be testing that unit pretty soon. But other than that, if there are units you haven't seen tested and you would like to see it, definitely let me know in the comments, and whenever time allows for it, I'll definitely look into it. Alright, so yeah, pretty crazy attack stats right there. You saw Broly with about, the EZA Broly with about 730,000 in defense as well, on top of the 1.7 million with the attack stats. And then, of course, you can see Zamasu pretty low on HP at this point. And the reason why is this team actually includes a decent amount of stunners, Turles, and the Golden Frieza transforming Frieza unit. They all have abilities to stun the enemy, so whenever you're consistently attacking Zamasu, he's going to be stunned quite a bit. So because of that, yeah, he pretty much gets KO'd here. I really didn't want Zamasu to die here because I thought Broly could keep going. These Broly units could have kept going with increasing the attack stats. I think there was a little bit further push that they could have gone through. So with that in mind, this is pretty much where their attack stats and defensive stats are at this point. We're just going to go ahead and close out against the final boss Rose unit here. I brought in quite a few items, and we'll just further boost it up. So luckily I have all the items. I never pretty much needed to use them, so we're going to use the Dabura cookie here, boost it up by an extra 5% for every physical type key collected, and then we'll go ahead and use some additional items as well. So with the items being pushed over, it's going from 7.1 million to, what is it, pretty much 8 million right there, and then another 30% with the World Tournament announcer, and that's going to be 9 million roughly. And then with the attack stats from the super attack activating, you'll see that number activate or increase even more. So again, this is the testing of the both Broly units with the Kaioken mechanic. We're stacking attack and defense. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.